interesting where certain hedges will grow because that's where the birds sat and pooped the seeds.
There you go. That's right.
So you get these rows. Where did that come from? The fence is long gone.
There's nothing to the man. That's right. Yep. So and so we got it. Some of those. The other is certainly God.
I didn't. I was still. I had not gone down that path when I accepted the Lord. I had accepted the Lord at an event called Acquire the Fire. Are you familiar with that? Teen Mania Ministries. I had gone there. I thought I was going to a concert. I was. I didn't know it was a Christian concert, so I was a little disappointed that I was lied to, but it was all good. Came away with a salvation experience. I had prayed with my friends. I felt warm and fuzzy. I knew I was a believer at the time. I thought I was, and I still believe I was, because I'm afraid of heights. And we drove back over a mountain pass, and on the way to the event, I was scared. On the way back, it was beautiful. The birds were chirping. The trees were green. I was looking over the edge, and I'm like, man, this God thing must be really real. I'm no longer afraid of heights. We can talk about the theology of it later, but it was an amazing experience. But those warm, fuzzy feelings went away, and nobody had discipled me, nobody had mentioned me. Somebody just gave me a book and said, here, read this, 10 steps to being a great Christian or something. Well, I didn't like to read, and nobody really, our church is so focused on salvation that we don't really, there's a lot of churches that neglect discipleship.
The other thing I would just mention is that if you're actually going to invoke, this comes back to sort of the original mechanism. If you're going to invoke, you're going to say, well, God used evolution to create. This is a very common statement. Well, God used evolution to create. Then what you mean is that when you have a mother who has conjoined twins that are stillborn, you say that's how God works. Because that's a mutation that evolution would be using to get rid of the maladaptive and to work towards the adaptive. And so 8 times out of the 9, at best, all right, that's the best I could find. Most of them are much, much worse odds. 1 out of every 9 times God is doing something nice in his mechanism, and 8 out of 9 times he's hurting all of us. He is responsible for every cancer, for every mutation-driven deformity. All of it's his. This is the God that we work through. It's the God who doesn't mind if 80% of all life was destroyed by an asteroid. Right? This is a God who didn't really care if it was us that came to talk to him. He was happy with whatever that might have emerged over whatever planet and whatever period. Right? And so I just simply asked, okay, maybe that is some sort of faith, but that looks nothing like the Christianity that I know.
This is also an English rifle, and you'll notice that right there. What is that? That's a scope. It is not, and it's hard to tell. Here's the top of the rifle. So it's mounted on the side. So in other words, as you were looking down the rifle, you were not looking down the top, you were looking down the side because they thought that was more natural. It also avoided the hammer, which of course was on the side. It looked very similar to this. There was a lot of similarities between, except its stock was longer, and only just the very, very end of the barrel went out.
Stop. Stop. Beep. 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 Stop. Boop. Boop. Stop. Boom.
Spirit, who that evil just can't flee because